All right, guys. Here's one thing we're going to do: solving equations expanded. So this is the same stuff that we did um, last chapter, only expanded, like a little more to it. So you got to do just a little more work, but the same ideas will still go there. Get all your variables on the same side, and then try to coordinate so that you can do SADMAP, right? Undo using SADMAP. All right, so let's look through this real quickly. I definitely see I got some parentheses here I want to get rid of, so that's going to be goal number one. Take that -3 and come all the way across here. So if we do that, I get 18 plus 4n equals 6n minus. Okay, so -3n plus 15. Good. Okay, now we get to just combine like terms, right? So we're going to go here. Yep, that looks good. And we're going to go 18 plus 4n equals 3n plus 15. All right. So now this is a choice where you get to get my ends on the left, get my ends on the right. Does not matter. But here's what I'm going to do. I like subtracting off the smaller bits of ends. So -3n minus 3n. That's going to get rid of that. It's going to give me 18 plus n equals 15. And then we're going to be able to just subtract 18 from this side, subtract 18 from this side. That goes away. It looks like we're going to have n equals -3. Awesome. So there we go right there. All right, continuing on. Let's look over here. Let's look at number 2. Same idea, right? Again, we did this before. We're just expanding it, so there's a little more involved in it, right? Just multi-stepped. So let's first distribute the 2 across there. So it's going to give me 22 plus 4r equals 6 plus 2r. Right, so we'll do that. Again, I got to get these all on the same side, so I can either subtract 4r or subtract 2r. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2r from both sides, and that'll go away. And then I got 22 plus 2r equals 6. Let's subtract 22 from both sides. And I get 2r is equal to negative, let's see, 6, -2, so let's go -16. Okay, let's go ahead and divide by 2, and we get r is equal to -8. So there's what it looks like. Okay, let's see what else we got on this page here. Oh boy, double distribute. All right, let's do this. Let's try to take care of those parentheses right away, real quickly. So I'm going to go here, here, and then I'm going to go here, here, all in the same step. All right, you with me on this? 60 plus 12n equals 30 plus 10n. Okay, just check in. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's get everything on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 10n. I like to subtract the smaller one, right? So that just helps kind of keep things clean there. 60 plus 2n equals 30. Let's go ahead and take the 60 away from the n side. So that's going to give us 2n equals -30. And we got to get the n all by itself, so divide by 2 on both sides. It looks like we're going to go n equals -15. And again, not really talking through a whole lot except for just doing the problems because we just got finished doing this stuff. So we want to be good with that one. Ooh, now this one is a doozy. Let's do this one. All right, here we go. -2 all the way across there. -4 all the way across there. Okay, give that one a shot. You might need to pause it and then come back to it, but while I do it. But I want you to take your time, go through this one. -4 minus 24 minus 8m equals 8m minus 4m plus 44. Check those negative signs as you go, right? I'm going to double check. Should be a negative there, a negative there. That looks good. Should be a negative and then a positive. Good. Okay. So we look good there. Now I am going to combine like terms on each side, right? So this -4, -24, that is a like term. And the m's on this other side, those are like terms. So let's do that. -28 minus 8m equals 4m plus 44. All right. That looks good. Again, let's go ahead and add 8m to this side, add 8m to this side. All right, so that's going to give me negative 28 is equal to 12m plus 44. All right, subtract 44 from both sides. And it looks like we are going to have 12m on the right side. On the left side, negative 60, let's see, negative 68, 72. Negative 72. All right, divide by 12, divide by 12. And we're going to get, I like to do this in the other, m equals negative 72 divided by 12. Go ahead if you would like to use a calculator. I'm going to just get a calculator, double check. 6, but it is negative. So negative 6. And there you go. All right, so that's what that looks like. All right, so now these are what we call literal equations, right? So they're not actually numbers in them. They're just saying like, hey, we got this whole thing. I want to solve for x. All right, how do we get x by itself? Well, look, there's a k attached to it. So using our idea of reverse order of operations, we're going to divide by k on this side. Divide this side by k. So when I go and rewrite it, k's go away. X equals w minus v over k. That's the answer right there. Literal equations are going to look a little bit ugly. That is okay. Let them look ugly. Just go ahead and leave them like that, as long as you got the value that you need by itself. Okay, let's look at this one. Oh boy, this one's a little bit tougher. Here's what I'm going to do first. Since there's a plus sign on the top, we can actually divide this as this plus this, right? Because the plus sign means we can just break that parenthesis up. So we're going to go G equals A over CA plus B over CA. And the only reason I'm doing that is because you probably noticed right away we got an A on the top and an A on the bottom. When you have A's on both the top and the bottom of a fraction, you got it. We can't. We just got to separate that somehow. So this is probably our best way to do it. So separate that. Because now what you see, A divided by A right there will go away. So that's going to be good. So I'm just going to rewrite this again in a whole different fashion. G equals 1 over C plus B over CA. Okay, what are we trying to get by itself? That guy, all by itself. All right, so how do we start to get rid of this thing? Well, let's first subtract 1 over C to get rid of that. But you got to subtract 1 over C from this side. So literal equations mean that you just leave the junk there. G minus 1 over C equals B over CA. All right, so I don't like the A in the bottom of a fraction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply this side by CA. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by CA. And what that's going to do, watch, it's going to cancel that out. And then we end up with this CA over here. So I'm just going to rewrite it. CA times G minus 1 over C equals B. All right, so you see how that's there? So now, again, what am I trying to get by itself? This guy, this A, right? So let's take this and let's divide this side by C. So divide this side by C. That way this C and this C cancel. So now we got A times G minus 1 over C equals B over C. Now I just need A by itself. Again, this guy, just by itself. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of it. How do we get rid of it? How about we divide by all that junk, G minus 1 over C. That'll go away. This is going to be G minus 1 over C divided by. Okay, so we get A equals B. Now here's the deal. When you see a fraction divided by some other junk, right, that means what you're going to do, you're going to take this part of the fraction and let it just sink down with the bottom, because they're both bottom parts of fractions. So we're going to go C G minus 1 over C. And we could distribute that C across there if we wanted, but why? Because it's already ugly. Let's just leave it ugly. All right, so that's what it looks like on that. So go through those notes. Literal equations, they take a little more time. We're going to be working more with this style of literal equations, not so much this style. I just wanted to give you a nice hearty one there for you. Make sure you can do just basic solving equations that are expanded, a little bit more difficult. And there you go. Okay.